Hi all, so this is going to be the video for the farming of the Siege of Orgrimmar. I'm not sure how helpful it's going to be because it's a very long raid. There are 14 bosses and there's a lot of running, there's a lot of roleplay involved. And I'm basically going to be setting it to Mythic because the mount that drops from Siege of Orgrimmar is the Kor'Kron Juggernaut. It drops off the last boss, Garrosh Hellscream, and it will only drop in Mythic. So the first boss is Immerseus. He's fairly straightforward. You DPS him down all the way and then he splits and you attack basically the targetable black globs, and then it's just basically you just keep repeating that. You don't need to heal the friendly blobs to get through this fight. I chose to take my Alliance Druid to do this because she's not as well geared as my Horde Druid. She's only eye level 343. And this is basically just from doing heroic dungeons. I don't even think I've done LFR with her. So heroic dungeons, the Warfront scenario, and world quests. So it's pretty easy in leveling her up. There's nothing too involved. Next set of bosses are going to be Rook, Sun, and He, and doesn't matter which difficulty you choose, you're going to have to DPS them all down to 0 at the same time, well, relatively the same time. They basically, when you get one down to 0, he's going to cast Rejuvenate or something that basically puts him to full health again. So you're going to try to DPS them all down relatively the same time. Whenever there's ads that show up, just like in any other raid, try to kill all the ads.
Ride on a wide train. Every night and day, you're my destiny. Every night and day, you're my fantasy. Ride on a white train. Ride on a white train, it's a magic dream. Ride on a white train, that's what I mean. Ride on a white train every night and day. Ride on a white train, my love is like a hurricane. Ride on a white train, you're my destiny. Ride on a white train.
This is the Sha of Pride. He's also very easy. A side note is if you are going to be doing this raid with someone else, all of these fights are going to be probably a lot harder because you're going to have a lot more mechanics to deal with as opposed to just doing it by yourself. So Sha of Pride, if you have somebody else with you, one of you will phase. There's some mechanics that you have to do while you're phased, otherwise it's basically an instant death and then the boss resets. Same with some of the other bosses. If you have other people with you, or for this one, if you have more than 2 people, one of them, the people or 2 people get imprisoned and then they have to be released or they die. So it's better off just running this solo. And if you really want to do it with somebody else, have them run their own instance at the same time as you, and you can do a race and see who is faster at completing the raid. For Galakras, I'm just going to take a shortcut in this because I don't want to do both towers. It takes a really long time, and so my strategy for this is to basically kill all the mobs that I can, obviously protect the guys who are trying to open up the tower, and as soon as I get up to the top of the tower, I'm going to target Galakras with the missile launcher and just shoot her down. In this video it takes, I think, 3 hits, because I think the first hit hits her and another Drake, but normally when I've done this before it's just taken 2 hits, but either way you can knock her down and just basically kill the Drake as he, you know, is on the ground. The Kor'Kron Dark Shaman group, this is also relatively easy because they die so quickly. They do a debuff on you, which basically will take away 100% of your health, but I believe this has been changed so that it gets removed after you kill them. Before it wasn't removed, so you'd have to, you know, heal yourself above 100%, otherwise you just die. But yeah, it looks like it got fixed.
Feel the energy collapse. Bomb the base. Bomb the base. 1, 2, 3, collapse. Bomb the base. 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 Bomb the base.
Malkorok is, there's only one thing that really needs to be paid attention to. He does this, I don't know what the ability is called, but he'll throw your character in the air and you'll take fall damage. And if you're a caster, this is a little bit irritating because it will obviously interrupt your cast, and you have to pay attention that your health isn't going to get too low if that's an issue. This is the Spoils of Pandaria fight. It is one of the longest fights in here just because you have to go into 4 different areas and pop crates and kill the mobs that are inside the crates. And I have another video on my channel where I'm doing this with a partner, so if you want to see it in more detail and slower than what is shown here, then that video has been posted and I can put the link in my description. But when you're doing this solo, you're basically going to only have a very direct route that you can take. It's not like there's going to be really that much guesswork. It's like, okay, there's a closed door, I guess I should go up the rope and go diagonally to the next, you know, open area. So there's always going to be an open area to go into, and you have to do it within the time limit at the top of the time limit that's shown at the top of the screen. Thok the Bloodthirsty, he's relatively easy. He will do a conal front attack, and if you're in the middle of casting, it will spell lock you, which is quite annoying if it's a long fight for you. But other than that, he's pretty good. He is tameable now by hunters, but you probably need friends to do that. At least when I helped one of my friends tame him, he needed a couple of people to help him. But I don't know how it is now. Paragons of the Klaxxi, basically as each one appeared, I would kill them in order, because I've done this before where it will just randomly reset. I think I killed them out of order or something weird happened, so I basically tried to kill them in order as they appeared. love it. The final fight is versus Garrosh Hellscream. This is probably the most entertaining fight because you're gonna go through 4 or 5 different phases where he changes or he phases you into a different phase. It's just never, it's not boring, so that's something to look forward to. But basically he will be dropping the mount, and he will also drop an essence that you can loot, and at the end I will show you where to turn that in to complete, you know, your gear set for Mythic. Or if you're running it in Heroic, you would be getting your Heroic gear from the vendor. So I'm basically going to take my essence and go to my shrine, and you'll see a bunch of vendors on the balcony, and the Horde will have them on the opposite balcony within their shrine. But you have the normal one, you have the Heroic, and you have Mythic. There's also the LFR, but I don't believe you can do the LFR. And I just need the hand, so I'm going to go ahead and get that and complete my set. And there you go. Hopefully this was helpful in some way. Good luck and have fun!